This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, very cool. And then I'm going to mute everybody. All right, friends. So everybody, again, I'm now they're recording. So thank you guys all for joining our Tuesday night community call. The purpose of this call is we love to come together as a community. One of the amazing components of our program is one of the four components is community, that we have a place where a safe place where we can come and be with like-minded people that's on this same journey as us, that's going to inspire us, motivate us, encourage us, and just to see that it's a bunch of there's other real people that's going through the same challenges, the same journey and struggle as us. So one thing that why I love stories, for me, it's always about the stories, because I know that if I hear that if that person can do it, I can do it. And so we created this community call to where we can all come together as a group, as a community, to really see each other, hear each other. But we also get to go through our life book together. And so as I mentioned before we started recording, was every week we go through the life book, which is, you guys know this actually is our program. A lot of people think that the food is the program, but this is our program right here. This is where we really learn how to change our habits. We learn how to change our mindset. This is where we learn how to make this a lifestyle. I know I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb and say that for every single person here that's on the weight loss plan, if you did this to lose some weight, I'm pretty sure your goal is to maintain it and keep it off. Well, how we know our clients and people are able to be successful with the maintaining their weight is with that transformation system. So we come together to really go through the elements. And so today we're going to be going through element 13. So we're going to invite on an amazing health coach who has an amazing transformation, and she's going to come on and let you guys know a little bit about her and go over element 13 in the life book. So if you have your life book, pull it out. If not, you're a new client or you're a guest and you're waiting, that's okay. Just listen along. And as your life book comes, you'll be able to go through this with us. So without further ado, I'm going to step out of the way and I'm going to bring on Donna, and she's going to take over and lead us through element 13 in the life book. Donna, it's all yours.
I think James is still on vacation in Maui. It's element 12 that we're reviewing tonight. 13 will be next week, so stand by. Okay, so this is my first time doing this, so everybody bear with me. I hope I do well. My life story started some time ago. I do have a very satisfying, fulfilling life, but over the last 7 years, I just started putting more weight on and more weight on after getting married. Spending time out to dinner a lot, just, being married and doing those things, cooking meals every night. So I found myself, especially through the pandemic, I had found myself getting closer to weighing 200 pounds, which I never, ever imagined would ever be in my life, So I was really getting desperate. And while I was on vacation in Florida, I met Carol. And Carol Gillette, if anyone doesn't know her. And she started sharing with me this program she was on and showing me pictures and telling me about her sister, Ricky, who was able to come off of insulin, which we know is very difficult to do, if at all. So I was in 100% right there and then. So as soon as I got home, I started the program in October, and I'm now down 27 pounds. And just, I haven't been this weight. I went on a cruise in 2018 and I've already passed that weight. So I'm lower than that. So it's been over 3 years. I think even when I retired 4 years ago, I think I was lower than this. I'm lower now than I was when I retired 4 years ago, which I was thinking about today, which surprised me. So I'm, and everything's been wonderful. I feel great. I'm not pre-diabetic or anything like that, which is wonderful, because that's what scared me the most, I think, because a lot of my family over the years of gaining weight all became diabetic. And I didn't want to be in the same situation as other family members. And hopefully I can help them sooner or later, and help them to get off of diabetic medication. So later on, we're going to introduce you to my husband, Michael, and let him give his story as time goes on. A lot of you friends haven't met Michael yet because he's always sitting to the side, but we'll get to meet him tonight. But so let's get started on element 12. We're going to go over optimizing your success in reaching a healthy weight. And we're going to talk about the mindset is to learn why timing is so important in terms of waiting before adding key habits of optimal health. And then the skill set is to describe why the system works the way it does, and then clarify some important guidelines. And then the action step we'll go over at the end, which is a checklist for success. Now, the first mindset that Dr. Anderson, and as James had brought out in the beginning, I'm going over this element 12 in your life book on page 231. And the first mindset that Dr. Anderson asks us to do is to not have fruit or extra carbohydrates in phase 1. So this is until we reach our optimal weight that we want to get to. And you may ask why. And he explains, he says, fruits has a considerable amount of carbohydrates, which is mostly in the form of sugar. So as a result, it can have a relatively high glycemic index and deliver higher carb load to our systems. And then that will take us out of fat burning mode, which is the goal, is to get into and stay in fat burning mode. And that can take us right out. So again, though, this is only temporary. It's only through the first phase of the program. And we'll go into that a little bit more later. And then when we turn over to page 232, we see the diagrams. And we have the first skill set, which is shrinking the waistline. And it says that low calorie, healthy fuel will fuel the body and will shrink your weight. And it'll fuel your fat cells, will actually fuel your body and give you energy. So instead of gaining weight, we'll lose weight from the fuel that goes into our fat cells, which is the opposite of what typically would happen. And I wanted to read a paragraph from the Dr. A's Habit of Health book on page 185. And he says that every 3 hours, starting with a healthy breakfast, helps you build a whole new energy management system that disperses energy throughout the day in accordance with your body's natural design. And once you begin to use energy more efficiently, your body quickly starts to offload excess calories, producing the perfect internal environment for hunger control and weight loss. So that's one of the main reasons why we eat every 2 to 3 hours, is because we want to get to that point, right? And lose the weight. And he says that if you increase the carbohydrate level, it'll shut down the fat burning mode. And then the second diagram talks about how if we have a high calorie and an unhealthy fueling, that's when we gain the weight and we expand. And that's something we don't want to do. And one of the other things that I just wanted to mention was in the Dr. Anderson's book, The Habits of Health, on page 241 in part 2.5, it talks about how sugar affects our brain. And I found that to be really interesting. So if you have time, you might want to look at that. It's really interesting information just to know about. So at this point, I'm going to introduce my husband, Michael, because he's with the insulin and the reducing all that. We're going to let him give his little story as my guest.
Hello, everyone. As you know, I'm Donna's husband, Michael. And so what happened about 1.5 years ago, I had a heart attack. And I didn't think, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't expect anything like that. But when I had it, I started thinking, what am I going to do? So the guy gave me all these tests, and I was diagnosed as pre-diabetic, and that scared me because I don't like needles. So I'm willing to do anything I can to get away from needles. So Donna was, she was trying all these different programs, and somehow the programs weren't working for me. So she met Carol, and let me tell you, I wasn't going to do it. You know, I figured, well, you know, let her do it and see what happens. But, you know, I felt bad because I didn't want her to start cooking all these food, and then, you know, she's smelling all the spaghettis or, you know, the pastas or whatever. And then she has to stick with her program. So I figured, well, you know what, let me try sticking with her program to make it easier for her. So what happened was I liked it. And it really, I was struggling because I'm a pizza, I'm a doughboy, you know, I'm a cheese and doughboy kind of person. So, but let me tell you, with Carol and James and Carol's sister Ricky and Brother Knight, let me tell you, they give you the encouragement that you need to put your mind in a different mindset. So what happened was I started listening to their advices, and I was really enjoying, you know, another set of mind. Instead of thinking about, you know, my old habits, I'm thinking about new habits and what's it going to do for me. So that's what happened with that. And my meals, I adjusted to it, and I've lost a lot of weight.
How much weight have you lost?
Well, about 35 pounds, and the 8th was my 3rd month, but I see my doctor tomorrow, you know, and so hopefully he'll take me off this medication, because let me tell you, I don't like the medication. But as long as though my goal was to be at 180, so I got another 20 pounds to go. And but with the support that I hear, you know, from Carol and James, it's unbelievable. I mean, just hearing them, it's just exciting, and it makes you want to go even more. I'll hand the platform back over to Donna.
Did good. Yeah, he's doing really good. I'm proud of him. I know it hasn't been easy. I mean, we know that it's not easy for women, but it's even harder for men, I think, you know. But so he's going into, or working towards, we all are, to diagram 3, which is on the next page on 233. And that's when we're at a balanced calorie, and we're eating healthy, and we're fueled. And this also brings out that this is when we can start reintroducing fruit and other carbs back into our program, into our daily habits. And it tells us here that there's going to be a color-coded system to make sure that most of the fruit that we're eating is in the green zone to keep your insulin levels low, as depicted below in the diagram. So, and more of that is shown on page 248 of the Dr. A's Habits of Health book in part 2.5. And it shows the breakdown of the different fruits and color codes that's going to help us transition into phase 2 when we get to that point. Some of you may already be there. So then if we go to the next page on 234, one of the things it brought out is that one thing we want to be careful of is hidden carbs. And there's a checklist to show us, you know, what things we can be looking for, like, for instance, toothpaste, mouthwash, breakfast, which includes coffee, creamers, sweeteners, vitamins even. And then we have meals where you use condiments and drinks, and condiments can have a lot of hidden sugars, and sodium's another one. I know that's what we have to watch for Michael, is the sodium. So you have to be careful with your condiments. And then other things such as gum, candies, breath mints, a lot of them contain a lot of hidden sugars. And then we have snacks and drinks. So there's things that we want to be aware of, because it can make the difference of being successful or failing at losing the weight that our goal weight that we want to. Now, the second mindset is no or reduced exercise during the first 3 weeks of your phase 1 of the program. So some of us might have in the mindset that exercise is the only way to be healthy. But Dr. A says, he says, your body is switching fuel sources and is not accustomed to using fat as its main energy source. So over a period of weeks, it'll make that adjustment and we will add more activity to increase your motion. So again, this is just temporary. It's all about timing when to add these things into your program that you'll have the most success. And then on page 236 through 238, it talks about the activity level that we're in. So we have a minimal activity, moderate, or intense activity. And read through these, decide which one where you're at, talk to your coach if you need assistance on, you know, what you should actually be doing as far as your fuelings, your workouts, and so on. There's a lot of good information here. There's one, he gives an example where he talked to a group of women at a gym, and they thought that they had to be working out all the time intensely to, you know, maintain and lose weight, and that wasn't the case. So it's a really interesting little example that he has here, you know. So, and we don't want to compare ourselves to others, you know, everybody's different. So look that over when you get a chance. And then the third mindset on this is, why am I eating fuelings versus whole food? Because we all like food, and that's what got us into this mess. So that's why we're here, right? So he said, the secret is to understand how to use whole foods effectively. And then the prepared fuelings will be used when you do not have time or access to whole food. So we will transition into whole foods, but we're going to learn how to eat them properly according to carbs and fats and so on in proportion, and then be able to still maybe have fuelings if you're in a hurry and you had a rush, because you still want to stick to that 2 to 3 hours of eating. That's not going to change. So whatever phase we're in, we're still going to keep that routine. So we want to, you know, we're going to have to learn how to do that. And he brings out that, you know, the 5 fuelings along with a healthy, lean and green meal is not only easy, but cost effective. And it's a safe way to start gaining our health by losing weight. Okay. And then he tells us, let's see, then in summary of this, yeah, because we're going over time here. In summary of what we just went over is we want to avoid fruit in phase 1. And then once you're at a healthy weight, begin to consume low and moderate glycemic fruit. One of the other things I wanted to bring out was in our guidebook that comes with your kit on page 23 in the little booklet, it has a sample transition chart, and it shows us over a 6-week period as we're increasing our calories and adding fruit into our program. It's a nice little sample chart here. It's very good. And that's in our guidebook that, like I said, comes in your kit. And then we want to eliminate exercise for the first 3 weeks. And then on the last couple pages on 243, we have the checklist to success. And this is what makes it easy for us to follow, because I don't know, do we have time to go through this, James, or do you want me to stop here and then? Okay. All right. So you can go over the checklist. Yes. It says eat 1 fueling every 3 hours or 2. Don't skip meals, even if you're not hungry. It's absolutely critical to fuel as scheduled. In fact, your weight loss may slow down if you don't. So that's important to stick to. We want to get extra rest. We want to get our 8 ounces of glasses of water. I said that right, which is like 64 ounces, or if you can do more is even better. Eat slowly, stay busy, avoid sights and smells that remind you of food, especially during the first few days. Use your support system like this, you know, join the meetings. Like Mike said, it's very encouraging, very motivating. And then connect with our community. Again, what we're doing here. Limit caffeine to no more than 3 servings a day. Avoid alcohol because it causes dehydration and it can throw us out of fat burning mode. And then also, we want to remember that if we do slip up, we're not perfect. Things come up in life, things change. But if we do, you want to get right back on. Takes about 3 days to get back into fat burning mode. So, we don't want to just quit. And then we want to make this book, make your life book your best friend. We want to use the Dr. A's. We have an app that's a great app to use that's free. And then avoid exercise for the first 3 weeks. So these are things that we want to keep in mind. Okay, I'm going to turn it over back to you, James.
All right. Well, thank you, Donna, for so gracefully handling that element for us. Really, really do appreciate it. Element 12. I know I kept saying 13, but that's good. One of my, I think a very, very important element. I love how, Dr. A talks about a lot of people feel, well, why am I not eating fruit? Or why am I not eating, whole grains and I love how Dr. A explains that to us in that element, which is really, really cool. So thank you, Donna, for sharing that. Really do appreciate it. You guys, let's give it up for Donna. Maybe let's throw some sevens in the chat or some claps, some spirit fingers, but not only for Donna, for Mike, for jumping on and sharing. I remember the first time I asked Mike, did I get a hand in there? First time I asked Mike, he was like, I don't know. And then I said, Mike, your story is incredible. It's amazing. And I know it will and can inspire a lot of people. So Mike, appreciate you, brother. And thank you for coming on and sharing your heart and journey with us. Really, really do appreciate it. Very cool. Okay, so we have a few minutes. What we like to do before we end this call is we do like to open it up to you. We love to hear from you, our clients, our guests, and more specifically on what part of this element resonated with you. Was there any part in there, or how do you plan on applying this element into your life and your lifestyle? We'd love to hear from you guys. If you have anything you would love to share on element 12 and how it's helped you in your health and your journey. Go ahead, Carol. We'll start off with Carol.
Okay, first of all, I am just blown away. Thank you so much, Donna. You just killed it. You and Mike, you made me cry. Mike made me cry. I was all teared up. I couldn't see the screen anymore. So I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. So thank you so much. And then I just want to say about the element. First of all, I feel really bad because we're getting our floors done. I don't know if you can see the mess around me, but my house is tore up. I can't find nothing. So I don't even have my little book, but I tried to listen very carefully to everything you were saying. And what I do appreciate about this program is that we're not put out there and just given some information and you go home and you just kind of figure it out. Everything is laid out for us, and even the who, what, when, and why. So we're not wondering what we need to do. And I really appreciate even the little things you need to think about. So I used to be a gum mint popper every few minutes, gum mint popper. I just like to do that. Didn't realize how, that affects your weight. So, yeah, even the little thing like that it's taught me so much. And the condiments, right? You just kind of go there and pour out your condiments, but not anymore. So I feel blessed because we have so much information that's keeping us focused and on track. This is the best program in the world. And Donna, you're killing it. You're killing it. You're a great coach. Good job.
Very nice. Thanks, Carol. All right, Joyce, go ahead, Joyce.
Okay, so I really appreciate the checklist because I have to constantly remind myself in my head not to forget. And but I do like the fact that some of my workmates they tell me they notice my actions at work, because at first I used to put all of my scheduled eatings on my phone. I used to make an alarm. And they've noticed that I don't do that anymore, but that I just go on ahead and just sit down and eat. I think they appreciate that I don't have the alarm anymore. But one other thing is that, you start to eat slowly, naturally. That's what I kind of notice about myself. And then also remembering about hydration, because you don't want to slow yourself down and you want to stay in that fat burning mode. So, but that's what I have wanted to add.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you for adding that. Yeah, that checklist is so good. It just makes it so simple and so easy. Like if you ever get to a spot where you're either plateauing, which honestly, there is no true plateau on this program. There is no true plateau. If you're after 3 to 4 weeks, if your weight haven't changed, a good spot to go to is through that checklist to see, make sure you're following each one of those things to be successful during the weight loss phase. Yeah, very, very nice. Thanks, Joyce. All right, maybe we'll get one more in if anyone else has something else. Shirley, I see your hand. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Shirley Richardson. I've been on the program since July 20th. And I'm down 27 pounds and I'm kind of at the maintenance part of it now. But what I wanted to say about this book, not just this element and all the ones, I love it that as we're going through this is a change for us, is a change for the better, but we have this at our disposal so we can refer back to it. And it's got all kinds of little areas where you can make your personal notes on it. And you can refer back to these things, and they're encouraging to me to go back and see what I wrote, or a lot of times I'll listen for an answer. Maybe I have a question in my head about it, or maybe someone will ask me a question. And the question, Donna, I enjoyed you. Yay. Not eating, not exercising, and why are we eating this instead of, those are the normal questions that people ask. And we may not remember every bit of it, but it's right here. And so if you're familiar with it, even if you're not going to go over the element yourself, if you'll go over it, you retain it, and you will say, oh, wait a minute, I know. And then you can go back and find it, and it's real beneficial. So I just wanted to encourage everybody to keep up with it, make your little notes and keep going. Keep going, and I'm enjoying it. And I enjoy it every time somebody sees me and they tell me how nice I look. And I'm older than everybody on here. So when somebody tells me I look good, I go, yay, say it again.
Shirley, you look good, my sister. Very nice. And thank you for sharing that. Really do appreciate you. Such a joy to have as even as part of our coaching community, the wisdom and experience you bring. So we appreciate you. Very nice. As Shirley mentioned, this life book is yours. It's your personal guide. It's your personal journal. Your coach will never ask you to send them a picture or what's in your life book. So as you're going through your life book, one is be honest. And as you're going through that, and take notes. And it's actually a journal where you can journal and put your thoughts and ideas. Dr. A does a really good job at challenging you to challenge your mindset in the way you've used to think and the way you're thinking now going into this journey. And this is where the true transformation happens. We transform the mindset, the body will follow. And so this is why, again, I say this here is our program. So I'm glad we get to come together as a group and explore it and go through it together. So just a few questions we want to reflect on, whether it's this element or any elements, is what does this element mean to you right now? So when we think about optimizing your success and reaching a healthy weight, what does this element mean to you right now? What does this element give you the opportunity to reflect on? What actions are you going to take as a result of this element? So I encourage you all to connect with your coach, share those thoughts and ideas with your coach as you go through this journey, because they're here to guide and support you through this whole journey, through the weight loss, the transition and the maintenance, or optimization as we call it here in Optavia. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you everyone for being here. Donna, thank you again for leading us this evening, and thank you, Mike, for coming on and sharing your story. Appreciate you guys. Thanks everyone for being on. So at this time, we are going to transition into our coaching call. So if we have any clients, after we do our client community call, we transition into our coaching call, our coach team huddle. So you are more than welcome to stay. We actually encourage you to stay. Nothing we have to share, we talk about, is a secret. Everything that we do is, we're clients as ourselves, even as a coach, even as a client, we're all on our own personal goal, our own personal journey. And we are also working to become better coaches so that we can support you and support our clients. So nothing is a secret. We encourage you to stay on and listen as we go through our coaching huddle, our coaching community time. All right. And our transition, cool. All right, everybody. Well, welcome to our coaching call. So for me, this is really the first one because I was on last week. So I was on listening. I was walking through Maui with my headphones on. I love this group so much. You guys don't even know how much Flora and I talk about this group and our coaches. So even while I was in Maui, we were walking down the street, walking on the beach. I had my headphones on. I was still listening in to the coach call. So Shadon did amazing at that last week. So thank you, Shadon, for handling that last week. We miss having you up here. You guys, don't we miss seeing? Don't we want to see more of? Don't we want to see Shadon's face? Yeah, look at all these thumbs up and claps. Yeah, we should have him on here. Maybe we should even encourage him to turn his video on. Shadon, we want to see you.
I'm right there in the picture.
We
You
don't
can see
see
me.
you.
You can see me.
Of course he would. Oh man, well, welcome everybody. Again, good to see you guys. New year, fresh start. I didn't get to welcome everybody last week because we were out of town, but I was actually, even though we were in Maui, we had a great time. I kept telling Flora, man, I really wish this trip wasn't the last week, which happened to be the first week of the year, because I love the fact that we have so much freedom, you know, and we can travel and still work, support our clients and coaches. But to me, a lot of times vacation, I get out of structure. And so even while I was out in Maui, I kept telling Flora, I can't wait to get home for a few reasons. Because one, I wanted to get started on my own personal health journey. I talked about a little bit. I'm doing the 75 Hard Challenge. Some of you guys probably heard of that. So I couldn't wait to get back in structure, to get back to our group, to our coaches, because I'm really excited about this year. Really excited about 2022. I got to meet with a couple coaches today, and they have some amazing goals. So I'm excited to partner with them and help them build their business and help them with their coaches and their clients. So I think it's going to be an incredible year. As a group, I wanted to have these numbers down. I didn't get them, so I'll get them for you guys next week. But as a group, we've helped a lot of people. I know there was about, I want to say as a group, about 25 to 30 new coaches last year, which is amazing, which is incredible. I think as a group, we're going to double that this year. Actually, I believe we're going to triple that this year. I think we're going to triple that number to easily 100, 150 new coaches as a group that's going to join us this year. As a client, I can't even count. There's thousands and thousands of new clients that joined last year. And that's not because of me. That's because of you guys. You know, you guys are the ones living out loud, doing amazing on your own journey, and sharing this hope and health with other people. So I wanted to congratulate everybody for an incredible 2021, and let you guys know I expect and really believe 2022 is going to be a great year for those that actually want it. So that's exciting, very exciting to hear and to see. So what I thought would be really cool to discuss and talk about, actually, before I do that, because I'm only going to need about, I say this, but I'm long-winded. I just go on in these rants and start talking. But we can open it up to the group. Open it up to the group if there's anybody, any questions, any concerns, any thoughts, any victories, any wins, any goals you guys want to accomplish for 2022. We'll take a few minutes to open it up. If anybody has anything that they want to, on their heart, on their mind, they want to share, we can do a few minutes of that. And then I do have something I want to share with you guys on coaching and how to really get coaches started off strong. So we'll take a few minutes to open it up to if anybody has anything. Carol, go. Oh, Carol, go ahead. I see your hand's up there.
Okay. This isn't like anything really, really major, but I just think it's really cool that we're now working cross ways with each other. I had a wonderful time sitting with Sylvia on a health assessment, and I thought that was so cool, just to be able to spend time with across the board, like that. So I think it's an amazing company that we work for and work with everybody, and that we have such a loving community. I just really like that. Nothing major. And then I kind of like you guys. I like you and Shadon, even though Shadon won't show his picture. He doesn't like us anymore. He won't show his picture. But that's just my thought. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah, that's so good. Thank you. Thank you, Carol, for sharing that. I'm glad we can connect as a group. And that's really how this thing works and how this thing is built. It does take, you guys probably know this better than I do. What they say with kids, it takes a community to raise kids. Same thing when it comes to building this coaching business. It cannot be done alone. Well, I have yet to see any successful coach do it by themselves. I haven't. It takes a group, it takes a community. And so this is our group. This is our community. And we all can bounce ideas off of each other. We all here to help each other, support each other. So that's awesome that you guys connected and you're doing that. Very nice. Love that. Mike, is your hand up? Go ahead, Coach Mike. Let's hear from you.
Yeah.
Right, Kristen.
I'm telling you, it's sometimes you get down, but when you get onto these groups, you guys really build us up. I mean, it's like it gives us another boost of energy that sometimes it's like you want to give up, but then hearing your stories and hearing like the other different recipes and stuff like that, it helps us helps me at least to go on even further. And it's, let me tell you, with the weight loss that I'm having, I'm able to bend over and do things that I couldn't do before. But the only bad thing about it is now I got to buy all new clothes. I can't get into my suits at all. My suits are all too big. Even my smallest suits are too big. But yeah, I thank you for your love and your encouragement that you give to us.
Yeah, Mike. Awesome. And Carol. Oh, that's how you like to do it. Okay. Yeah, that's how we do it over here. My camera's on. I like you guys all. Great seeing you guys. 2022 is going to be a big year, like James was saying. We've all come a long way, and we're still growing in our business and in our life and as individuals. But I'm glad that you guys all decided to say yes, because you guys are helping so many people. You guys are helping so many people and changing lives and encouraging me. You guys are out there, Barbara, Tamara, like you from where you guys started to where you guys at. Like I see the growth. I just want to acknowledge it, and let you guys know that even if you don't see it or may not recognize it, it's there. even Donna, from one not having one Facebook friend, to having some Facebook friends, like the growth is there. So as long as we keep up the work and reach our goals and continue to help and support each other, we know we're all going to reach where we want to be. So I'm going to turn my camera off. All right, that's all I got to say.
Very cool. Thanks, Don. Appreciate you, man. Very cool. Okay, go ahead, Sylvia. Nope.
You would think I should know how to unmute by this time, huh? That's so sad. Hey, everybody. Oh, I wish I could see you. I'm cheating because I get to see you all, but you can't see me. I just need to take a minute to do a couple of things, James, if I'm allowed. I want to thank my coach, Barbara, who is, she's got my back in a big way right now. And I'm so grateful to her and Tamara. I really appreciate them. And I also wanted to just do a big old whoop whoop to Stanley, who's on here with us. And there is no coincidence that he wasn't just on the client call, but that he's also on the coach call, because he is going to be a coach very soon. Those are not my words. Those are his words. He is a man in action, not just a man of action, but a man in action. And as all the little kids like to ask when they got family that goes on vacation, James, what'd you bring me back? What'd you bring me? What'd you bring me back from Maui? All right, y'all. I'll see you. See you through the week. Love you, Carol.
Oh man, I love it. So cool. Stanley, welcome, brother. Oh man, so good. What did I bring you back, Sylvia? I'm here. Is that good enough? No.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, it's good. Yes, we are glad you're back.
Oh, man, so
Stateside.
Oh, so appreciate you, Sylvia. All right, very cool. All right, well, thank you guys for sharing that, for coming off and talking. And Stanley, welcome. Excited to hear your story, your transformation, and your coaching transformation as well. That's going to be really good. And I love it, man in action. That's always, it's one of the best ways to build this business and to help people is to be in action. So what I want to take, let's say we'll take about 13 minutes, and I wanted to go over with you guys, and I'm actually sharing my screen and show you guys. Oh, let's get Barbara. Go ahead, Barbara. I saw your hand up before I turned my screen off or shared my screen.
Okay, I'll be quick because I know you got things you got to talk about. I'm just really riding off the piggyback of Carol, of us always supporting and taking care of one another. We're not in competition with one another. Like, I'm not going to be able to help you because I need to get my people. I need to get this. We're not like that. So, we're supporting one another. We're helping one another when we need to be. We come to each other's aids when we have to. And I love it. So that's what we all are doing. And, and I pray and hope we all keep that spirit up, that we're here to help one another. Everybody that's in here, if you need my help, I don't care who it is, if I can help, I'm here. I can help. So, that's what we do. I really appreciate my coach because she's a hard person as well, because I guess I'm the mother and she's the daughter, and she tries to, be trying to tell me what to do. But anyway, after I get finished talking with her and I take my Tylenol, I get up and do my stuff in the morning. Like she's telling me, if I want to be this or that. So anyway, I appreciate her being on me like that, and that way, because I'm a coach. And as she mentioned that she's training me so I can train my coaches. So my people can train their people. So anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody, that we're encouraging one another and helping one another, because we all need it at times. And we all need it right now. So that's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, very nice. Very well said. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Tamara, stop being so hard on your mom.
Okay. I told her there's no growth in being comfortable. So she's doing it. So I'm proud of her.
She's still your mama. She can see, as my mom used to say, you ain't too old for a butt whooping.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, very cool. I love this. All right, cool. All right, so we got 10 minutes. Let me give you guys a little bit something we can take away, something I think that'd be very, very helpful. So as I mentioned, we have, even within the last few months, we've had a lot of new coaches join the group. And going into 2022, I really think as a group, we're going to get into and develop what we call more of a sponsoring mindset and bring on more partners, more people to kind of join our culture, join our community, to help us go out and impact more people and to do our part on Dr. A's mission to get the world healthy. So what I wanted to share with you guys is our systems that we have when we bring on a new coach, because just like our program, and I was talking to Carol and Ricky about this earlier today, we have systems in place. And why I love OPTAVIA in this business, and I think all of my success is very little to do with me, but it's more of me just being coachable and following systems. I don't know if anybody was on and you heard Dan Valentine talk about being a dummy. And you don't have to be very, very smart to be very successful with this. All you have to do is know how to play a childhood game called Follow the Leader. You guys remember that game, Follow the Leader? That's really all you have to do, because we have systems in place. So for a new coach like Stanley, when you buy your coaching kit and you say, okay, well, what do I need to do? How do I go out and help more people? How do I actually build this business? You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to guess. You don't have to try to recreate the wheel. All you have to do is be coachable and follow the system. So that's what I want to take a few minutes and to just go over what are our systems when a new coach gets started. So who is this for? This is for anybody that has brought on new coaches. If you brought on a new coach, you want to listen up because it's going to be good for you. If you are someone that don't have any coaches on your team, but you plan on sponsoring and bringing on some coaches, you want to listen to this because it'll be good for you. And if we have any clients or any brand new coaches that are here, and maybe you don't have any clients or you just got started, this would be good for you because you're going to know exactly what you need to do or what your coach is going to be guiding you through as a new coach. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and share this here. Let me make this stuff a little smaller. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about what's possible with coaching, because I think this is really, really important to know what is possible and what's the path. When I got started, I wanted to help people, but I also wanted to build a business. I was also a man of action that wanted to help people, but I also wanted to be home. I also wanted to travel when I want. So this was something that I was very interested in. And I know we have a lot of people here that have a heart and you just want to help people. That's amazing. That's great. But what's cool about helping people is we do get compensated very well for doing it. So just to give you an idea of what's possible. So whether you have a coach or you're a new coach, this is just what's possible. And for our coaches that's been here for a while, you want to understand this because this is something you want to also share with your clients and give them a path to what's possible. So the first month, every time a new coach gets started, our goal is to help them to acquire their first 5 clients. And we want to do that within the month they get started. So we are January, 14th, 11th, January 11th. If a new coach was to start today or tomorrow, our goal is to help them get senior coach their first 5 clients this month. And we know what happens. OPTAVIA has that client acquisition bonus where they get that extra $100. But the income is, we say our first 5, but we really focus on 7 to 8 of their first clients within the first 30 days of becoming a coach. The income is about $500 to $800. For some people, that's a lot of money. Some of us, it might not be, but $500 can change a lot of families' lives. Think about an extra $500, $600 can be a car payment. It can be a savings for a kid, college fund. It can pay off a bill. It can pay off debt. That extra $500 to $800 can change lives. So that's the first month. That's our goal. First 2 to 4 months is we want to focus on moving to executive director. So this is where we want to work with our coaches to help them acquire their first 15 to 25 clients and their first 1 to 3 coaches. The income is about $2,000 to $4,000. First 4 to 8 months, moving to regional director and fully integrated business coach. Income is $3,000 to $6,000. What's possible the first 12 to 18 months, move to integrated national director and global. Income is 6 to 10. This was when I first started coaching. I told my coach I need to make $10,000 a month, and that was my goal. And then first 2 to 4 years, moving to global director and beyond, and income there is 10,000 to, I don't even like they have 45,000 here because there really is no cap. And I know a lot of globals and IPDs, integrated presidential director, that are making 3 times, 4 times that. So financially, there is no cap. You can earn whatever you want just by helping people. So this is just what's possible. If you've been here for a while and you haven't reached these milestones in this amount of time, it's okay. No big deal. That's why we have a new year, new fresh start, and we're going to work to help you get to these different steps and goals. So when you bring on a new coach, the very first thing you want to do with this coach is help them to really understand what are their goals and dreams. Every time I start a brand new coach, before we start talking about bringing on clients and coaches, Facebook, my job is to know what is your goals and what are your dreams. What is it that you want to accomplish with this? Why did you become a coach? What do you see? What do you even see possible for yourself in your life with this business? This is very, very important because these goals and dreams is what's going to push and motivate and inspire your new coach to keep going when things get tough, when things get hard, when those client orders get pushed out or canceled. This is where you want to come in as the coach and mentor to remind them of their goals and dreams. And we always write this down. You always want to coach your clients and your coaches to their goals and their dreams. Coach them to their goals and dreams. So your goal, your job as a business coach and mentor coach is to find out what are your coach's goals? What are their dreams? What do they want? Okay. Okay. And then once they buy their coaching kit, this is good to know. The kit's on the way. The kit is on the way, but we don't need to wait. There are no clients in the box. I don't know if anybody, when you ordered your coaching kit, if any clients came in that box. I didn't. There are no clients came in my box. So we want to get into action with them ASAP. As soon as possible, you want to get into action with your new coach. Okay. So by the time your box arrives, the goal is to already have done their meet and greet. And what is the meet and greet? Whenever your coach purchased their coaching kit, the very first thing you want to do is set up a meet and greet with you and someone in your support team. This, ideally, we want to do within the first day or 2 of them purchasing their coaching kit. This is where they're going to get to meet their support team and their coaching group. Okay, so you want to set that up the first day or 2 once they purchase their coaching kit. Definitely before their coaching kit arrives. And then during this meet and greet is where we're going to find 5 to 6 people who are ready to go or who can get on a practice call. And then the goal is we want to shoot for that client acquisition bonus, that $100 bonus Optavia gives you. So another thing is, as a business coach, mentor coach, you want to help your new coach get wins. Very, very important in this business is they need to get some wins immediately. Just like our clients. When our clients get started on program, don't they get wins within that first week? Could you imagine if a client got started in their first week and they gained weight or didn't lose any weight? It's going to be very, very hard for them mentally to want to keep going. Of course, we know we have to exercise the mindset and work them through it if that happens. But same thing for our coaches. We want to help them get wins immediately. So how do we do that? Is we help them by getting their client acquisition bonus. Okay, that's always the goal. And your job is to remind them, hey, let's work to get you that bonus within the first 30 days of buying your coaching kit. Okay. Okay, once they buy their coaching kit, there's two things we want to focus on. Mistake a lot of coaches do is they overwhelm new coaches with too much information when they get started. Remember, they just started a new business. You are more experienced and you have a lot of information. You don't want to fire hose them with everything you know about coaching. That is a no-no. It's a turnoff and will get them overwhelmed and discouraged. So there's only two things you really, really want to focus with when you bring on a new coach. First one is teaching them how to effectively craft and tell their story. The second thing is the health assessment. When I bring on a new coach, I'm not really focused that first week. I'm not really talking about social media. I'm not talking about certification. I'm not sending them a bunch of videos to watch. I want to focus on two things, teaching them how to tell their story and how to do a health assessment. Okay, so here are some points on the story. Why did you become a coach? What do you want people to know about your journey? What about your story evokes emotion? What expressive words to describe how you felt before now? And how purposefully can you share the details of your story? So instead of saying something like, I lost 30 pounds, you want to be more descriptive and say, I now have the energy to play with my kids, or I'm now able to take a 30-minute walk with my dog. I'm able to do things I haven't been able to do. That provokes a lot more emotion than I just lost 30 pounds. Losing 30 pounds is great, but we also want to share a little bit more. Okay. I know I'm over time, but I'll be really, really quick with this. I think this is important for those that are bringing on coaches, is when you do, and this I normally do during the meet and greet. During that meet and greet, you as the coach want to make sure you're helping your new coach build out their list. And I do that with them on the phone. What you do not want to do is say, go make a list and send out this message, because 9 times out of 10, they won't do it. They're not going to do it. So on the phone, while you're on that meet and greet, you want to help them build out their list. Okay. So who do we put on the list? People that are interested. Maybe your client or new coach had people at their job that's been asking them, what they were doing. Have they been losing weight? Why do they have so much energy? What are these brownies that they're cooking in the microwave at work? So that's the first people we want to help them put on their list, are those who are interested. Who are on their heart? Who are some people that when they think about the program and the coaching opportunity, who are the ones that come to mind that they want to help, that they feel like can benefit from this? Who's on their heart that they know need to get healthy, need to come off blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes medication? Who are those people? So that's, we want to help them build out their list. And you do this with them on the phone, help them build out that list. I shoot for 25, I think is a great number. Okay. And then our people, then closest friends, family, coworkers also can go on that list. Okay. Next step is you want to set up practice calls. Again, I do this on that meet and greet with them. If you just say, go set up calls, trust me, they're not going to do it. So the goal is to set up 5 to 7 practice calls within the first week of them purchasing their coaching kit. Again, that is within the first week, you want to set up these practice calls. So how our systems, we do the practice calls is you, the business mentor coach, will do 2 or 3 calls for them, and they're going to be on listening, taking notes. And then you're going to listen and watch them do 2 or 3 calls. Okay, so that's our goal within that first week, is to knock out those practice calls. And then talks about some priority. Top priority is talk to people who are genuinely interested in program that's already asking. And then second priority is the friends and family, people that are on their heart. Okay, we'll keep moving on. So this is the actual message that we want them to send out while they're on that meet and greet, while you're on the phone with them. And I've known this from experience. While say, here's the message, go send it out. They might send out one or two, but if you're not on the phone with them to send out these 25 messages to these people on their list, after they get through 2 or 3, their mindset is going to start talking to them. They're going to start getting these concepts and these chatter, and they're going to start thinking, oh, that person's going to think I'm trying to get them, or they're going to think I'm trying to sell them, or they're going to think I'm calling them fat, whatever. So this is why you want to do this with them on the phone, on that meet and greet. So here's a message to invite them to a 3-way call. If you guys want to take a screenshot of that. Here's another one, how to invite to a 3-way conversation for those that's been asking. Okay, and we'll stop there. We'll pick up next week on what the Explorer will look like, and then the actual health assessment. But I did want to go through that because I think that's important, because we're at a point right now where we're bringing on coaches. We're bringing on a lot of coaches, and we want to make sure every single new coach gets the new coaching proper experience, and they're learning what our systems are. We want to make sure we're passing systems down from coach to coach to coach. So like if, for example, if Barbara was to bring on a new coach, her coach would go through the exact same system process if I was to bring on a new coach. Or if Carol, when Stanley gets started as a coach, he's going to go through the exact same system and process as everyone else. So, and the reason why is because these systems have already been tested, tried, and they work. They work. Again, we don't have to figure it out. You don't have to try to recreate the wheel. We just have to follow the system. So I think it was important to kind of go through those step by step so that we know what they are. So we'll continue on next week on those systems, but does anybody have any questions on the couple of things we covered? Does it make sense? Was it helpful? Yep. Cool. All right. All right, very nice. So we'll end there because I know it's we're way over time. We're not way over time, 7 minutes, but we are over time for our friends on the East Coast. It's a little bit later. So thank you guys all for being here this evening. Again, I'm excited about 2022. I think it's going to be an amazing year. If you guys, of course, if you need anything, reach out. I'm going to be reaching out to the coaches that I'm working with for MAPS. If you guys are senior coach and above, make sure it's the 11th of the month. Your map should already be in your coach's hands, and you should have already, well, I don't want to should on anybody, but again, our systems is you want to make sure that you've already set up a time to review your map with your coach and your support team. So let's get that done as soon as possible. All right, friends, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you guys all next week. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. See you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Thanks again.